What's going on, folks? Welcome back to episode 43 of season 2 of the Be More Today show. We're back in the building, and I'm just happy to be in this new year still. We're moving forward with new guests for the new year. 2021 has already proven to be better than last year. I'm just happy to be here with you guys. It's a great pleasure always to be able to host this show and to engage with my listeners. We've been doing Be More Today now for a number of years, but the podcast is almost at its 1 year anniversary. And I'm super excited to see the progression and the growth that we've done in this past year. For those of you who don't know who Be More Today, what Be More Today is, Be More Today is a movement. It's a motivational company that really inspires ordinary people to do extraordinary things. And we've been doing so many things since the inception of this company. And the Be More Today show in February will have its 1 year anniversary. So we're trying to really bring in power-packed people to continue to put good content out there and to inspire others to be great. That's been our whole premise for this movement. And if you want to subscribe to our pages, please do so. bemoretoday.com or the Be More Today show on all major podcasts. Right now, we're in 30 countries. And we are streaming every single Monday with these different shows. So continue to follow us, continue to move with us. We just did our first virtual 5K that was in Prospect Park. And we have people around the world doing it as well on the 1st of this month. And we're in the midst of our 40-day Be More Today 40-day challenge, which is basically a combination of my book. Every day looking at my book and doing a different thing for my book for 40 days. So this is probably the third week now of the challenge, and people are doing it. They're doing it. They're engaged. They're inspired, and I'm inspired to see people following the book. If you want to purchase the book or just check it out, again, it's on all major platforms in terms of Amazon. And on Be More Today page as well, bemoretoday.com. And I just want to encourage you to go out there, subscribe to our pages, and support. We support you in every single way by bringing you good content. So I just hope you guys will support us as well. My quotation for today is simple, as always, and it's by Michelle Obama. And she said, "Your success will be determined by your own confidence and fortitude." Your success will be determined by your own confidence and fortitude. This is the year, folks, where I want you to go out there and be confident. You can't really do anything great unless you have confidence in yourself. And I've seen that firsthand. I've seen that in other people. You got to be confident in what you're doing. You got to know, at least feel, right? Maybe not know, but feel like you can do these things. Especially since January is a great time for us to start new things and to push forward with new experiences and to really challenge our own insecurities. It's a great time for us to be fortified, to be more confident. And confidence doesn't happen overnight. It takes every single day being more confident and doing this and doing that and failing here and moving forward. So, don't think that you go out there and it's going to be hitting the ballpark, instantaneously. You're not going to be winning races automatically. You're going to have to try some things. You have to fail sometimes. You have to push forward. But you build confidence with that. You build momentum. Same with working out. We're doing this 40-day challenge, and literally every single day is another chance to be better, another day to do more. And that's what it's really all about. So build your confidence, push forward, build that strength and that endurance, and become more and more confident, like Miss Obama had talked about. That's going to be my charge for you guys today. Just be confident, even if you're not doing it. What they say, fake it till you make it, right? Fake it until you make it. If you make yourself feel confident until you are confident. And then when you are confident, you will be confident. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. And my guest for today is the epitome of that, folks. I'm happy to introduce my brother from another mother, Mr. Justin Breen. Now, Justin Breen is the CEO of PR firm BrEpic Communications and the author of the #1 international best-selling book, Epic Business. Justin is hardwired to seek out and create viral, thought-provoking stories that the media craves, and he finds the best stories when he networks with visionary entrepreneurs and executives who understand the value of investing in themselves and their businesses. Justin believes strongly in the power of introductions and creates important relationships through those introductions. He is an extremely active member of Abundance 360, Entrepreneurs Organization, Strategic Coach, Secret Knock and ProVisors, and he has an incredible global network of visionaries and exceptional businesses. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, pets included, welcome to the stage, my new friend, courtesy of Darren Palmer, Justin Breen. Justin, what's going on?
Sean, happy Tuesday, New Year, 6 a.m. Chicago time. This is my 6 a.m. brain, so we'll see how this goes.
Thank you so much for making the time for us today. I know you're all over the place like me, and you're up like me all the time, so I love it. I love it. As always, I do a little check-in, and you and I actually met through our mutual friend, Darren Palmer. Shout out to him, the
Hey, Darren.
Brainiac, and you guys have similar mindsets, and I have similar mindsets. I see that as well. So you and I connected instantaneously. It is what it is.
Immediately.
First of all, how are you doing? How's Chicago? COVID-19? What's going on with you? How's the family?
Thank you. My wife had COVID late 2020. She's fine. She's a pediatrician, so she's fine now, and she was quarantined for 10 days. It was a very strange thing because she was quarantined in our bedroom for 10 days, and then we have two sons who are 8 and 6, and so I can barely take care of myself, let alone children. And so I was running this company and taking care of my children for 10 days, and it was winter break, so there was no school. That was an interesting 10 days, and basically imagine we have a three-floor house, so basement, main floor, upstairs, and so my wife had the upstairs. And our main floor basically was like, imagine Animal House, the movie Animal House, Fraternity. That is basically what my sons and I turned that floor into. It was actually a lot of fun. Totally unproductive in terms of parenting, but
Right.
they are alive, and I did a miraculously good job for me. So
Oh,
really
well
proud of
done.
myself.
Well done. So I had to bring you on, Justin, because I know you're a mastermind when it comes to business and PR, and
Yep.
you have the PR firm BrEpic Communications. What exactly is BrEpic?
Yeah, it's so I'm 100% simplifier. All I do is I hear blah 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 blah, and I turn it into patterns. That's all I do. I stopped questioning my weird brain a long time ago because it's a weird brain, but it's, in this case, it's a very productive brain. And so I was a journalist for 20 years and created my entire business model based on how PR firms annoyed me for 20 years. So I just saw a problem, created a solution, solved the problem, successful global company. And so my firm just solves the problem. So it works with any business size, any location, any vertical. None of that matters. I just only work with people that have three attributes in their mindset. It's only three attributes because with people with those three attributes, there are only two types of people because I just simplify things and see patterns. So the three attributes are investment, abundance, visionary. Investment, abundance, visionary. So people with those three attributes, they're either running high six-figure to 10-figure businesses. They see their families whenever they want to, and they do what they like to do and what they're good at, or they're going to be one of those people. They're not there yet, but they will be because they have those three attributes in their mindset. So it eliminates cost scarcity. It eliminates what do you cost charge. It eliminates people with limiting thinking, and it just eliminates all that. Eliminates nickel and dime businesses. It limits. So my company, to fully answer your question, is just a giant incubator of geniuses around the world with those three attributes in their mindset. And so it just grows and grows and grows and grows and grows. There's no sales, there's no funnels, nothing. People at that level, they want to introduce you to other people like that. There's no competition, it's all collaboration. And it's very exciting. So as I was watching my children, well, my wife, she's fine, thank God, but doubled my company's rates, signed several new clients with those rates while I was watching my kids, keeping them alive. Because when people with those mindsets, there's no cost scarcity. They just want results. That's all. It's very simple.
Right. Wow. Impressive. I'm
Thanks.
curious now. So, you mentioned 20 years in journalism,
hmm
and now you're doing PR. What was the journey to get into journalism in the first place?
Yeah, so I've been a journalist since before I was born. And a lot of people aren't going to understand what the hell that means, but I was a journalist before I was born. So I was born with a story. So when I was born, my dad was 61 and my mom was 27, so there's a 34-year difference. And, that's a pretty big difference. So My father, he'd be 105 now if he was alive.
Mm.
Almost 105. He was born February 8th, 1916. My father was born 1916. So he was a soldier in World War II. He was an attorney in the Nuremberg trials. He was the president of an insurance company. He was a great man, a great man. And so when he was fighting as a first lieutenant in the Battle of the Hurtgen Forest, which was a very deadly battle, he kept a diary of that. I don't know how he kept a diary of that, but he did. You know, just imagine the worst battle ever, and these guys keeping a diary. And so I found that after he died, and I don't care about material things at all. I mean, I love people that have fancy studios, and I'm just in my hoodie with a. This is my office. Like, I don't care about any of that stuff, but I care about that diary, and so I found it after he died, and I write exactly like he does. Boom, boom, boom. It's just a inform and entertain, inform and entertain. And so my mom was 27 when I was born. So how did they meet? My dad was driving on an expressway north of Chicago, and this was before they had cement medians. It was a grassy knoll, and a drunk driver swerved across, hit him head on. He should have been killed. The drunk driver was killed. My dad was not.
Wow.
I don't know how. And so my mom was his nurse. My mom literally nursed him back to health. So I was born with a story. So I have my dad's story brain, my dad's genius leader brain, and then my mom. I've never met anyone with more hustle than my mom ever in my whole life. And I know a lot of people with hustle, but never anyone more than my mom. So you combine that, and then here I am. So there you go. And so that's why I said I was born with a story. And so I've been a journalist before I was even born. And I just like telling stories.
Gotcha. Now, did you go to school for journalism, or how'd that work?
Yeah, so went to the University of Illinois. And for the last, 15 years, I've been the journalism chair for the College of Media Alumni Board. For the College of Media Alumni Board, I'm the journalism chair, so I help recent journalism grads or soon-to-be journalism grads find jobs or help them figure their lives out, all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, I majored in journalism at U of I.
Gotcha. And then you said you basically saw a problem, made a solution, and that's how you started your BrEpic Communications. Who makes up your team exactly at BrEpic, and what do you guys do in terms of your role there?
Yeah, that's a good question. I have some freelance writers who do some of the stories, and that will be expanding in the coming years in terms of building a newsroom, essentially. But my team, quote unquote team, is just this giant incubator of geniuses around the world, and that team just keeps growing every single day. It just grows, and people like numbers. They like to quantify things. So, every Monday through Friday, I do, 10 really good intros on a global level. Some people do 10 intros in their lifetime, and 10 every Monday through Friday. And then I get 3 or 4 every single Monday through Friday. Companies around the world, the top thinking people in the world, who either want to connect or they want to hire my firm. So there's no funnels, no sales. It's none of that. It's just creating value for people at the highest level. And because I just simplify and see patterns. If you partner and work with people with those 3 attributes in their mindset over here, it leads to this. You do this with this, it leads to this. And it just eliminates everything else.
Right. Now, I'm an author, as you know, but I also know you're an author, and I'm new to the author game, but you and Darren are the pioneers of this thing, and you have the #1 international best-selling book, Epic Business. What's the book about in a short little excerpt?
Sure. So I started this business with zero business background, zero, about 3.5 years ago. Now I have a global company that only works with the top, people in the world. And so the book is 30 things that I learned in the company's first 30 months from some of the top people in the world and how I integrated that into my company. And each one of those things It's one of those lessons, like my dad's diary. It's a chapter, so it's boom, 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 exactly like my dad's diary.
Hmm. Hmm. Very impressive. My book's been out for about a year or so, and in writing it, it's a combination of my thoughts, my life experiences and what I've learned in terms of fitness and health and wellness, etc. But,
Yep,
looking at your book, it's really a combination of what you learn as well. And clearly the things that you've been a part of helped you to get that way, right? You are a number, a place that you're a part of, Abundance 360,
yep,
Entrepreneurs Organization,
yep,
Strategic Coach.
yep.
What are these groups about exactly, and how do they cultivate who you are as a person and help you write this book?
Yeah, so again, people like numbers. These groups are, when you add things up, they're all at least five-figure investments, which are
Mm,
good investments, and so you get what you pay for. And you get what you pay for. So Strategic Coach is the top entrepreneurial group in the world. I'm very confident saying that. Anyone who knows anything about anything has either been in that group or knows what it is. Co-founder Stan Sullivan is the top entrepreneurial coach who's ever lived. Again, I'm very confident saying that. He just is. And so if I could only do one, I would do that one. People flippantly say life-changing all the time. That being in that group for 2 years has changed my life in every possible way. And I'd easily invest $50K a year just in that group, just for what it's done for my life and in every way. And then Entrepreneurs Organization, I'm on the board of EO Chicago. So EO, there's 14,000 members on a global level. I don't care about revenue at all, but people do. But so average revenue per company member is 5 million US dollars. So there's serious people in that. And then Abundance 360. 99% of the folks in that are running $10 million to $10 billion businesses. And so they let a wackadoo like me in there because my mindset and my network are at that level, if not beyond a lot of the members there. And
mm,
I made the big investment to be in there because you get what you pay for, and I don't look at anything as a cost, it's all an investment. And Abundance 360, literally the smartest people on the planet are in that. And I like being the dumbest person in the room, so I just sit in there and listen.
mm, mm. You mentioned the term entrepreneur a lot in those sentences, and since the
Right.
beginning of the podcast, can you just define for me what you believe an entrepreneur is?
Yeah, let me answer that with a book. This is Entrepreneurial Leap. Gino Wickman, who just endorsed my book. Gino's a great guy. I know him through being in Strategic Coach, which again I'd invest $50K a year in because it's a top entrepreneurial group in the world. And so in his book, he talks about the 6 stages or the 6 essential traits of being an entrepreneur. So you're either born like this or you're not. You can't you're either like this or you're not. So here are the 6 essential traits. And I'm just reading right from his book because I 100% agree with this, and this is all it is. So visionary, passionate, problem solver, driven, risk taker, responsible. I'll say it again. Visionary, passionate, problem solver, driven, risk taker, responsible. Responsible means you don't blame anyone. There's no excuses. You just get it done.
Mm,
And so most people, 95, probably 96, 97% of people are not like that. They make excuses. Entrepreneur would never make an excuse. You just get stuff done.
mm,
And so I was saying these things, but this book just came out, and I'm like, oh, that's exactly what I've been saying for years. I just didn't know. I just didn't know. I'm like, oh, that makes perfect sense. And so you're
right.
either like this or you're not.
Mm,
And that's what an entrepreneur is, those 6
mm,
C's.
mm. Simplified. Um,
Right.
yeah, yeah, which is correct. So a lot of people call themselves entrepreneurs, but they're
Right.
not.
No, no, no.
Right. Okay. Okay.
No, 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 no.
Yeah, which is kind of funny to me. Now, there's been a lot of talk, and I have some friends and even some family members who talk about investments, right? Stocks, bonds, what we should be investing in now, Amazon, what have you, right?
Mhm.
In your profession and your experience, do you feel like it's more important to invest in stocks, bonds, these other things, or to more invest in yourself?
Yeah,
And what
that's
does
a
it
good
look like?
question. That's a good question. So I have a weird brain even for an entrepreneur, and I'm not saying that. I just did a study with a professor of entrepreneurship at Northwestern University, and she's doing a comprehensive study on entrepreneurial brains, and she said I have a weird brain even for an entrepreneur. Okay, so that's someone at a high level saying that that's not me. And so on EO has a bunch of Facebook pages, and someone basically asked that exact same question on there, or posted it, and everyone said, "Oh, stocks, bonds, employees, office bill." I'm like, whatever. I just said, "Oh, I just invest in myself, invest in my brain." Those groups that I'm in are just talking to highest level people on the planet 5 to 10 times every Monday through Friday. So I have a weird brain for an entrepreneur, but I built this company from nothing to a global successful company in a very short amount of time because I invested in my mind and my brain and my network.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, what would you say to people who rely a lot in stocks and bonds? And do you think it's a bad investment to do those things, or?
No, I mean, one, I don't care about any of that. So if I'm not exceptionally good at something, or I don't like to do it, I either don't do it or I outsource it. So I have no interest. I don't care. It's meaningless to me, and revenue is meaningless to me. It doesn't matter. But there's a lot of experts that really do care about that, and my company has a lot of financial advisors who are clients, because a lot of people do care about that. But no, I literally don't care. Meaningless to me.
One last question before the break. So, I've heard some people in life talk about not caring about revenue, and some people clearly care about money and those kind of things.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like if you didn't have the success that you had, would you not care so much about revenue still? Would that be more of a driving factor for you if you did not have all the revenue you have right now?
Yeah, so when I started my business, after my job salary was cut in half and I couldn't find a job, so I incorporated and worked full time at half the salary for 6 weeks while I reached out to 5,000 people to get my first 5 clients. And when I got my fifth client, that allowed me, the reason why I resigned after that is that fifth client allowed me to have the same revenue that I had with my job at a full-time level before they cut my salary.
Wow.
So yeah, okay, so that's entrepreneur life. That wow is most people couldn't do that. They just can't because they don't have those 6 traits.
Right.
And so, but I actually, it's hard, but for me, I just do it. You just get stuff done. Like my dad in battle, you just get stuff done. And
Mm.
but once you get past that point, money just becomes money. And again, I have a weird brain for an entrepreneur. So end of 2018, I'd made more money in a year than I ever thought possible, and I'd never been more miserable in my life. So way more miserable than when my salary was cut in half. So I'm like, oh, I'm making all this money. Never been more miserable.
Mm.
That doesn't make any sense.
Mm.
So what money does, what money provides, is the opportunity to do some fun things with your family, which is great, and then it provides security. But after a while, it's just money.
Yeah.
After a while, and I've worked with multiple billionaires, gajillionaires. It's just money after a while. They want to find a purpose in it, so figure out something to do with it.
Mm. Folks, if you're just joining us now, episode 43 of the Be More Today show, season 2, I'm here with Justin Breen, CEO of the PR firm BrEpic Communications. And Justin, a couple more questions before I let you go. Be More Today is our mantra. It's our thing. It's our brand. It's what we do. I ask everybody what they think the Be More Today phrase means to them. I'm going to ask you, sir, what do you think the phrase Be More Today means to you?
I love that question because people are like, how you're doing so well. You're doing everything's great. I'm like, well, you didn't see me when I had 0 clients, and so you just work on it every day. You do it every day. You try to get better every single day. And there's another good book. Where is it here? I just have these books around my house. Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. It's sold over 1 million copies. It's a great book. Compound Effect, Darren Hardy. So it talks about incremental gains. You make these incremental gains every day, and then you put the work in. Boom, 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 and then eventually you get to the tipping point, and then you have exponential growth. So I just put in the daily incremental gains, got to the tipping point. Now it's exponential growth. And now, be more today, be better today. Doing that allows exponential growth to grow exponentially. That's redundant, but that's all it is. And it's about a process of being better being more every single day and not being complacent.
Yeah. Listen, I try to get people to do one thing or start one thing every single year. I doubt that you need any inspiration for that, but I'm just curious, sir. What's one thing that you want to start or have already started to do for 2021?
One thing. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, see, that's what I mean. But what you said is very important, because most people, they just need that one thing to go, and then one leads to two, two leads to four. Okay, so a good friend of mine who's also been a client, his name's Joe Martin. So he names his years. He's brilliant. He names his years. So 2020 for me, I named my year Global Growth. So every day I'd say Global Growth. And so clients around the world, top world global entrepreneurial groups in the world. I talk to more people in Australia than I do in the United States now. Okay, so global growth. So this year it's no limits. So every day, no limits, no limits, no limits. So when you say no limits every day, it becomes first it becomes a pattern, then it becomes a habit. And so there's a lot of bad habits. This is a good habit. You say no limits every day, and you have no limits. That's a good habit to have.
Absolutely.
I think.
Absolutely. Justin, any final tips you want to share with aspiring visionaries, aspiring entrepreneurs, anyone in the PR business, or aspiring journalists who want to be where you are?
Yeah, thank you. Do what you like to do and what you're good at. Only work with people who look at things as investments, not costs. And for folks who are just starting their businesses, when you start a business, it takes 2 full years to really figure it out. It just doesn't happen overnight. It takes that Be Better Today for 730 days. Be better, be more today for 730, maybe 731 if there's a leap year in there. But yeah, it's not going to take 6 months, 12 months, 18 months. It's going to take at least 2 years to figure it out.
Yeah. Words to live by, folks. Words to live by. Justin, where can people find your book or find you on social media?
Oh, well, here's my book. Yeah, it's funny. I've been holding up other books. But the book's called Epic Business. Chris Voss, who wrote Never Split the Difference, did the foreword. So it's an international bestseller in 6 countries. So Epic Business, it's anywhere in the world. And then on LinkedIn, I have about 25,000 followers now. So Justin Breen on LinkedIn, and the company's name is BrEpic.
Fantastic. Let me see your book one more time.
Here it is. Oh, yeah, nice. I love it.
Similar color styles. We have similar interests for sure.
Yeah, I love it.
Awesome. Justin, I got to bring you back on the show so we can talk about our marathon affiliations together and all that kind of fun stuff. But thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it.
We'll talk about getting through it after mile 20. That's what we'll do. Oh, God. Right. That's entrepreneur life right there. So.
Exactly. That's what the rubber hits the road, that's what they say.
Really appreciate your time, man.
No problem. Thank you so much for joining me today. And folks, if you're going to continue to follow us for the Be More Today show, continue to do so. As always, a quote from today, Michelle Obama talked about confidence. Your success will be determined by your own confidence and fortitude. Keep pushing. Like Justin said, it's not going to happen tomorrow or even today. Put that work in and you will see that progress continue to move forward, but you got to keep pushing at that thing and never give up. All right. Continue to follow us and Be More Today and all of our social media platforms, and follow Justin Breen as well. He is doing phenomenal things, not just in Chicago, but around the world, globally. Let's be global mindset this year and continue to invest, not in the world, but invest in yourself. All right. Continue to follow us as always. And as I always say, have a good day. Have a good night. Have a great life. And continue to take your steps to greatness to be the best version of you. Peace.